In a world teeming with diverse personalities and countless interactions, it's vital to navigate our relationships with wisdom and discernment. Not everyone deserves our trust, our kindness, or our energy. Today we're exploring a particularly intriguing aspect of Stoic philosophy that teaches us not just whom to help, but perhaps more importantly, whom we should think twice about helping. It's not about becoming cynical or jaded, but about protecting our own peace of mind and ensuring that our efforts to help are actually contributing to the good. As we delve into these insights, you'll discover how to protect your energy, invest in reciprocal relationships, and foster genuine growth both in yourself and others. Stick with me until the end because the last group we're going to discuss might surprise you. We've all encountered someone who, regardless of the amount of effort and care we put into helping them, seems perpetually dissatisfied. It's akin to filling a colander with water. No matter how much we pour in, it all leaks out, leaving nothing behind. In such interactions, it often feels like our kindness evaporates before it can even be acknowledged, leaving us feeling empty and unappreciated. Now, Stoicism teaches us to be givers, not takers. It encourages us to perform acts of kindness because they are aligned with our values and virtues, not because we expect to be showered with gratitude or recognition in return. But there's a difference between not expecting a reward and being perpetually taken advantage of. And there's a difference between extending grace once and allowing someone to make a habit of disrespecting your time and generosity. The Stoics understood that our energy is precious. Seneca, for example, was a big believer in choosing your company wisely. He said, "Avoid whoever requires your silence or denies you the right to disagree." Think about the people you spend your time with. Are they givers or takers? Do they reciprocate your kindness, or do they take it for granted? Learning to identify the perpetually ungrateful is a key skill in protecting your own mental well-being. I never asked for your help. Why do you even bother? Let's talk about another type of person Stoicism can help us identify: the lazy. These are individuals who seem to have an allergy to effort and a talent for dodging responsibilities. They always find a reason not to engage, not to improve, and not to contribute. Now, it's one thing to offer a helping hand, it's another thing entirely to carry someone else's burdens for them. This doesn't actually help them in the long run. In fact, it often makes them weaker and more reliant on others. Stoicism places high value on virtues like discipline and diligence. It teaches us that the path to growth and fulfillment is paved with effort and perseverance. Enabling someone's laziness not only hampers their growth but can also breed resentment and imbalance in relationships. It's not our job to do other people's work for them. It's our job to encourage them to find their own strength and resilience. We should encourage self-reliance and accountability, not because we care less, but because we care correctly. There's a great quote from Epictetus that I think about a lot when it comes to this. Don't be concerned with other people's impressions of you. They are dazzled and deluded by appearances. Stick with your purpose. This alone will strengthen your will and give your life coherence.
Why should I bother? It's not like it makes a difference anyway.
The next type of person we're going to talk about is the irresponsible. This group is characterized by a seemingly chronic inability to accept responsibility for their actions and the outcomes they cause. Their mistakes are always someone else's fault. Their problems are always a result of external circumstances. Now, we all make mistakes. We all stumble and fall from time to time. But the mark of a person who is striving to live a virtuous life is their willingness to own their mistakes, to learn from them, and to do better next time. Stoicism teaches that each individual must face their responsibilities and the natural consequences of their actions. Helping an irresponsible person at the expense of this principle can lead to negative outcomes, reinforcing their behavior and preventing their personal growth. It's like Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. We can't control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond. Remember, enabling irresponsibility isn't an act of kindness.
It's not my fault. If only things were different, I wouldn't be in this mess.
Chapter 4, the manipulative. Now, let's talk about a group that requires a bit more vigilance, the manipulative.
These individuals are particularly skilled at bending situations to their advantage, often at the expense of others. They might use guilt trips, emotional blackmail, or even flattery to get what they want.
They're masters of playing the victim. and they often leave a trail of chaos and exhaustion in their wake. Stoicism teaches us to be vigilant and discerning. It encourages us to cultivate a deep sense of self-awareness and to understand our own biases and triggers.
This helps us better shield ourselves from manipulative tactics and maintain our integrity and justice. Remember that quote from Epictetus about not being concerned with the impressions of others?
That's especially important when dealing with manipulative people. They thrive on our insecurities, our doubts, and our need for approval. By grounding ourselves in our own values and principles, we make ourselves less susceptible to their manipulations.
As Marcus Aurelius said, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one.
Chapter 5. The Perpetual Critic. This next group can be tough, even for the most even-keeled among us, the Perpetual Critic.
These are the people who always have something negative to say, no matter the effort or the outcome. They're quick to point out flaws, slow to acknowledge successes, and seem to find a strange satisfaction in tearing others down.
Now, it's important to remember that not all criticism is bad. In fact, constructive criticism can be incredibly valuable for growth and improvement. However, the perpetual critic isn't interested in helping you grow. They're interested in feeding their own negativity.
Stoicism offers a robust framework for dealing with this type of negativity. It encourages us to engage with such feedback in a constructive and rational manner, distinguishing between criticism that is useful and that which is merely destructive.
Remember, we can't control what other people say or do, but we can control how we react.
Don't allow the negativity of others to poison your well-being. Take what is useful, discard what is not, and move forward with your head held high.
Chapter 6. The Narcissist. Now let's talk about the narcissist. These individuals are often easy to spot as their world clearly revolves around their own interests. They have an inflated sense of self-importance, a constant need for admiration, and a lack of empathy for others. Now, dealing with a narcissist can be incredibly draining. They're often masters of manipulation, and they can easily suck you into their vortex of self-obsession. Stoicism teaches us to foster connections that are based on reciprocity and moral virtue. If a relationship with a narcissist is proving to be harmful or unchangeably one-sided, a Stoic might decide that stepping back is the most logical and self-respecting action. Remember, you teach people how to treat you. Sometimes the most Stoic thing you can do is walk away from a relationship that is no longer serving you. Chapter 7. The Opportunist. Let's talk about the opportunist. These individuals have a knack for finding angles and advantages in every situation, often at the expense of others. They're always looking for ways to get ahead, even if it means bending the rules or taking advantage of someone else's kindness. Now, there's nothing wrong with being ambitious or driven, but there's a big difference between pursuing success with integrity and using people as stepping stones to get what you want. Stoicism counsels us to be mindful of when our generosity is being taken advantage of. It encourages us to set healthy boundaries and to protect our time, energy, and resources. A good person sets boundaries. Setting boundaries is a crucial Stoic practice in dealing with opportunists, helping protect our time, energy, and emotional well-being. Chapter 8. The Envious. Finally, let's talk about the envious. These individuals often begrudge others' successes and achievements. They see someone else's good fortune as a personal slight, and they struggle to feel happy for others. Now, envy is a natural human emotion. We all experience it from time to time. But allowing envy to take root in our hearts can be incredibly destructive. It can lead to resentment, bitterness, and a whole host of other negative emotions. Stoicism provides a valuable lens through which to view and deal with envy. It teaches that true value lies in our own virtue and character, not in external accolades or possessions. By maintaining our focus on personal growth and staying true to our ethical principles, we naturally protect ourselves from being swayed by the negative energies of the envious. Remember, comparison is the thief of joy. As Marcus Aurelius said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Outro: choose wisely. And there you have it, a journey through understanding the types of people who may challenge our peace but also teach us about our own strengths and values. Remember, not everyone deserves a place at your table. In the landscape of life, our greatest power lies in where we place our focus and how we choose to respond to the challenges we encounter. We can't control the actions of others, but we can control our own reactions. Embrace your path with courage and wisdom, knowing that every interaction is an opportunity to practice virtue and deepen your understanding of both yourself and others.